Hi, everyone. Kelly Mahler, occupational therapist, and I wanted to take some time to talk about interoception and mindfulness. What we know from existing research is that interoception is highly changeable, and many of the studies that are exploring how to change our interoceptive experience are using different forms of mindfulness. Mindfulness is shown to successfully enhance or improve our interoceptive connection and understanding. So when we're thinking about mindfulness, I like to categorize that in my mind as a practitioner. It's helpful to think about mindfulness in two categories. There's outside mindfulness and there's inside mindfulness. Outside mindfulness are those mindful activities that are inviting our attention outside. We're noticing things outside of our body. Maybe we're mindfully noticing all the sounds in our environment, or we're mindfully attending to, say, a chime, the sound of a chime in our environment. So it's noticing out. But then we also have a second category of mindfulness where it invites us to notice in. It's inside mindfulness. It's body mindfulness. It's all about noticing what's going on in our body, how our body is feeling, etc. So when we're talking about interoception, we want to make sure that whatever we're using is body focused. It's noticing in. It's helping that person to really connect with their body. So we know this mindfulness, especially the body mindfulness, is very helpful for enhancing our interoceptive experience. However, there's a lot of people out there where traditional mindfulness is not a match for their experience in the world, their current experience in the world. Many forms of traditional mindfulness require a high degree of attention, which can be really challenging for so many people, myself included. To maintain that attention on my body for a period of time can be really, really hard. Traditional forms of body mindfulness require a certain degree of cognition and really following sometimes abstract directions, like notice the inside of your body. Well, I can't see the inside of my body. And if I have a muted inner experience, I might not even be feeling the inside of my body. So now I'm being invited to notice how my body's feeling, and I can't see what I can't see. And I'm also being invited to notice something that I really struggle to feel. Like, that's really abstract. And also traditional forms of body mindfulness, they assume that a person has a safe relationship with their body, and that is not a case for many people. Many of my clients included, they might be living in bodies that are chronically dysregulated and feel really overwhelming and unsafe to pay attention to. Or they might have a history of trauma, and again, their body is not a safe place for them to want to shift that attention to notice how their body is feeling and what's going on with their body. So we really need to think critically about the body mindfulness activities that we're doing. And what we've done is adapted body mindfulness to make it more successful and accessible to a wider variety of people. So just how do we adapt traditional forms of body mindfulness? We have lots of ideas on this. We have a series of strategies called Interoceptive Awareness Builders, or IA Builders for short. And our IA Builders are all versions of adapted body mindfulness. There's a framework for using our IA Builders called the Interoception Curriculum, which walks someone through a sequential way of using our IA Builders. Just some of the takeaways we've learned over time that have been really helpful is to chunk that mindfulness work into one body part at a time. So noticing how your hands feel or your feet feels or how your heart feels. And also starting that noticing with body parts that are on the outside of your body that you can observe and notice how they're feeling. Starting with something like your hands and noticing how your hands feel, and slowly working your way into body parts that are a little bit more abstract because you can't see them, like noticing how your stomach feels or your bladder feels or your heart or lungs, etc. Our IA builders are always an invitation to participate. It's never a demand that we're placing on someone. We want to make sure that they have full body autonomy and control over the process. We also embed a lot of language supports into these IA builders and supporting someone's interoception vocabulary, whether they experience their inner sensations as shapes or colors or traditional forms of like hot, cold, sticky, wet, dry, whatever is meaningful to their experience. And I think one of the biggest things that I have learned over time that has been helpful for so many people is to engage in that body mindfulness during activities that are potentially evoking a stronger feeling in the body. So we do this through a lot of play, even with our adult clients, like squeezing a stress ball and noticing how do your hands feel while you're squeezing that stress ball, or doing jumping jacks and noticing how your heart feels, or maybe it's just rubbing your feet on different textures like a carpet versus hardwood flooring and noticing how your feet feel. So just embedding it during activities that might be evoking a stronger sensation can help with that attention piece very often. And it makes it a little bit more fun and engaging for many people. So until next time, take care.